What's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gen X Time Vet here with a series of videos coming from TikTok. As you read in the title, you can see in the thumbnail, we have a younger man who's about to give his opinions and his thoughts about this modern dating culture. You know, as far as women, these modern women, they want you to pay for everything and give nothing in return. They don't reciprocate anything. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
So let me get this straight, bitch. I'm supposed to chase you so I can pay your bills and take care of you, and all you bringing me is some pre-owned coochie, and you ain't finna do shit around my house. Bitch, you out your rabbit ass mind, ho. You better come with a skill set, ho. Do you know how to cook a well-balanced, healthy meal? Cause nowadays, these hoes trying to give a nigga ass diabetes and high cholesterol. Bitch, do you come with your own money? Is your credit straight?
Of
What
course it's
bitch, you
not.
gotta bring some. I'm looking for assets, not liabilities, ho. Cause I ain't no 50-50 nigga, and that ain't a knock to the 50-50 niggas. But bitch, I do my duty, you do your duty, bitch. But you ain't finna sit around this motherfucker not doing shit.
Outside of the constant use of the B word, you know, he spoke nothing but truth, all facts. They bring nothing to the table. They're just a liability. Well, they bring their children, their bad attitudes, excessive makeup usage, wigs, weaves, fake lashes, fake nails, the whole nine. More expenses that we have to pay for because they're not going to use their money. They only use their money when they buy themselves. But when they get to a relationship, okay, now you use your money on me. That's how they work. Like I said, that's the sentiment of a lot of people, a lot of men specifically. It's the pressure's always on men, be able to bring everything to the table. Top of that, we're the ones who in an environment where women are saying that they these boss chicks and they can get to the bag, but they aren't willing to contribute, some of what they get to the household or to you specifically. It's what do you offer them, and they have nothing in return. So yeah, besides that, we already know that y'all don't want to offer the money. We, like I said, you think your body is enough. Why? Oh, you should be happy to be with me. Really? Especially someone who's been with other women before. I'm like, you ain't nothing special. Women at the end of the day, I guess they can use an argument for men too. But at the end of the day, women are all the same. There's just different heights, different weights, different attitudes. But anatomy speaking, it's all the same thing. Especially the ones who got all these kids, they're all the same thing. It's just cooch. That's it. What else can you do? You can't cook. You can't clean. And a lot of you guys, you praise rappers for that. These female rappers, I don't clean. I'll do all. They don't do anything. But we're supposed to take you for what you are. Oh, you're a queen. You're this. You're that. We're supposed to pedestalize your asses. No, you guys are not the women of yesteryear. Like our mothers, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers. They actually done shit. They cooked. They created entire meals out of nothing. You guys can barely read the back of a box at grade or just under grade level. You burn a box of macaroni, you overcook water. You can't do shit these days. But we're supposed to, hold you guys and women specifically in high regard. Like I said, the basic things that, the men are looking for in a relationship is, things that women don't want to bring. Like I said, you don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't want to do anything but, take care of their kids. They're not traditional housewives, even though they complained about having to work, but they're not complaining when they're by themselves. They go out there and work. They hustle to get the money. But right when they get into a relationship, oh, I'm in a relationship now. You got to take care of everything. Like, really? Let's get these comments. I'm starting to wonder if you guys really interact with women or just parrot internet stereotypes. Okay, in my 33 years of life, I've never had a woman tell me to pay their bills. Okay, this is an illiterate fuck. There, that right here explains everything. THER, homie. In fact, I only had a woman in my whole life to borrow money, and she gave it back 3 days later. We're all finding these women are begging to you to pay their bills. They are. Like men aren't lying about it. These men they go on these dates, whatever coffee dates, or oh, you can't do that either because coffee date you cheat. It's giving sassy. I'm like, an interview is a date is an interview. You meet for the first time. Why am I going to go drop half a grand just to meet you And the thing is also with that, there's a lot of women, they say, oh, if a man wants to even talk to me, he has to cash out me $500. He has to cash out me $1,000 just for me to waste whatever minute of time for me to talk to him. That's how these women are, and it's out there. These women are doing these videos. It's a lot of sentiments of these men, posting videos on the internet because this is what they see on a daily basis. And this guy right here, this West Philly J, he says he's never dealt with any women like that. I'm like, psh, I haven't either personally, but I'm older. During my time when I was, these guys' age, women weren't doing that bullshit. This is a new thing that happened probably in the last 10 years. During that time, like I've been in relationships, committed relationships, I've been married. So like this ain't your era. These ain't the new ones. Somebody else, not bold enough to say it straight up to, they got to read between the lines. They say insinuating. All they talk about is tricking, tricking, tricking. And that's all they talk about. Just like how they gonna get the back, how they gonna get the money from the man without actually producing anything of value to that man.
Ooh, so this one's a doozy. I saw a video where a creator was talking about, hold up, wait, I gotta chase you just to pay your bills. And I went down a rabbit hole with this one, and so it's being linked with the sassy man pandemic, but also,
Yeah, think about it. Every time a man say, "No, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that." Oh, you sassy. It's giving you're broke. I'm like, bitch, you come to me asking me for money. So wouldn't that say that or suggest that you're broke if you're asking me for money? Like, why am I gonna give you money? I'm the broken because I say no. I'm the sassy because I say no. And like, what fucking Mickey Mouse upside down world is that? It's like, a bum, many here in Seattle, he comes asking me for money. No, I don't want to give you money. Oh, you broke? I'm like, bitch, you the homeless motherfucker. That's pretty much the same thing, right?
the mass awakening of men. So you know what I had to do? I had to ask ChatGPT, what's really going on with this whole trend of, hold up, wait, I gotta chase you to pay your bills? Let's
Exactly. Like I'm supposed to go out here. I'm supposed to meet you. I got to hook up the date. I got to call you. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to take you out just to find out that, okay, since I'm talking to you now, your rent's due. It's always when they meet. Oh, I wish I could find a way to pay these bills. They do it all the time.
see what ChatGPT had to say about this one.
Let's break this trend down clearly and sharply, because
Okay.
what you're touching on is way bigger than just viral TikTok drama. This debate taps into generational shifts, gender roles, dating economics, and the rise of a whole new male consciousness.
Okay.
Part 1: The Sassy Men Pandemic, aka the Resistance. Over the past couple of years, women online started calling out what they dubbed the Sassy Men Pandemic.
Okay.
What does that mean? It's basically men asking, what do you bring to the table? Not wanting to pay for everything on the first date, saying, I'm the prize too, opting for emotional boundaries and soft life vibes. Women felt like roles were flipping, that men were becoming too feminine in their attitude, less traditionally masculine, and not as eager to chase, protect, or provide.
You think about that. We're not eager to chase, protect, or divide. What are these women doing that's so special to make us want to go out and do that? I could see if they were offering something like purity, if they were fit, friendly, feminine. You got people like that. Was that Leslie Jones chick? A couple of weeks ago, she's saying that how she's having a hard time getting to a relationship. But look at her. She's not fit. She's definitely not friendly, and she's not feminine. Look at her. I am the table. What type of man wants to hear that? Looking like old George Wallace ass. Like, what type of man wants to come home with that every day? He said, you're not in your feminine energy. And she's like, oh, well, you're not in yours either. Or you're not in your masculine. So I'm like, what type of shit is that? Why would you want it? And she's like, oh, I'm rich. I'm this. I could fight. That's not what men want. People like Kevin Samuels been saying it for the longest time. Rest in peace to the Godfather. He's been telling you what men looking for. They still don't want to hear it. To this day. Like even Vivica Fox. She talked about him and he passed away. Yeah, look at her. Years later, he's been gone, and she's still out there trying to find somebody, looking crazy on the internet, still wanting to get 50 Cent. And they only dated for like a month. And she's still out there trying to chase him down.
The response? Sassiness. But here's where it flips. The mass awakening of men. a lot of men, especially millennials and Gen Z, started realizing, wait, I'm expected to chase, provide, emotionally support, and financially fund a woman. In exchange for what exactly? Access? This question triggered something deeper. We're seeing a mass male awakening, not in a red pill toxic way, but in a reflective way.
Okay.
Men are questioning, why is my masculinity only validated if I spend money? Why do I
Exactly. Think about that. So a man decides to not spend money on a woman. You want, oh, can you buy me this Birkin bag? No. Can you pay my rent? No. Oh, you sassy. Oh, you broke. Oh, it's giving you're feminine. You're in your feminine energy. Just because men are more frugal when it comes to money and spending. Women are the ones who be just dumping money out into society. And so he doesn't want to waste his money because you have no control over your spending habits. So he's sassy. We're the sassy ones.
have to prove my worth just to be seen as lovable? If I am a provider, does anyone actually care about my needs? This
Nope.
isn't about being broke or lazy. It's about value systems, a shift, the cultural shift at play. There are three overlapping movements driving this.
Okay.
One, financial reality. Most men today don't have the same earning power as their fathers.
Facts.
The economy changed.
Yeah.
Women
Think about it. Back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, I would say up into the mid 90s, the dollar had more power back then. These days, we work harder just to get somewhat of a paycheck when compared to our fathers and our fathers' fathers of yesteryear. And women, they know this. But again, her money's her money. My money is our money. The good ones understand that everybody's struggling. The good ones don't know this, but it's the ones that all about the bag. Love is transactional for them. The ones that I call them modern day prostitution because you want to be with me, so you got to buy me this or buy me that, pay my rent, and then I'll sleep with you. Isn't that like not prostitution? It's just different, value. Like instead of me giving you money directly, I'll take care of this bill, and then you'll fuck. It's basically prostitution, right?
are more educated and financially independent. So why are 1950s expectations still on men? Two, emotional awakening. Men are finally giving themselves permission to want peace, partnership, softness, and not just performance-based love. They're redefining masculinity on their own terms. Three, pushback to performative dating. Some men are realizing they were only chasing because they were taught to, not because it served them emotionally, spiritually, or financially. And now,
See, that's the difference. Like a lot of these, like you said, these Gen Zers and millennials. I don't. Yeah, these modern day men. That's all they know is to chase women, chase women, chase women. Back in my day, it wasn't as based on financial gain for the women. It was just okay, who could pull the most numbers, who's doing this, who's doing that. Back during when I was in high school, college years, whatever, women were less hoes than they are these days. They were not the hoes that they are now. Put it that way. So, like I said, they're all about their bag. They're trying to get money, trying to get this, they're trying to get that. It's just like, what's the point?
now they're opting out. Final thought. So what happens now? This debate isn't really about paying bills. It's about fairness, emotional labor, evolving gender roles, and how love is defined. And truthfully, we're watching the old playbook get thrown out in real time. Some people will call it sass, others call it self-awareness.
Women call it sass.
Either way, this convo isn't going away.
Women, like I said, women are calling it sass. Men are calling it, I realize my value, my worth. I'm not going to go just chase you just because you want me to. Because you're not the only woman out there. I just keep looking. It may take a little bit longer, but I'll find the one that deserves me. And these women, they just throw it to the next person, the next simp who comes along and, oh, he's going to give me money. Okay, I'll fuck the Chad or the Tyrone on the side while I have this good man and just take it for all he's worth. And then when that happens, that good man becomes the man who's been, fucked over. And then he goes out and does the same thing that the Chads and Tyrones become. Then that's how you produce people like the Andrew Tates, the ones that say, oh, fuck this, I'm going to give back. The ones that become jaded.
Would you like a shorter or more...
Well, You heard it. This convo's not going anywhere. So let's hit the comments and let's see what y'all think about it. This one should be interesting.
Yeah,
Let's
let's check out these comments. People don't understand ChatGPT ain't gonna lie to you. The people who says AI hallucinates or tells misinformation is more than likely a bot created by a tech company to push and promote propaganda. Think of Lex Luthor's monkey bots. Okay. It's tradition love, not real love. You have to provide to be loved. Yeah, like I say, it's transactional for women. You know, oh, for me to love you, you got to take care of my kids. You got to take this. You got to do that. You got to accept my bad attitude. You got to do this. You got to do that. So, man, what are you gonna do for me? Nothing. I'm here, ain't I? That's from the woman to the man. Yep, this generation is approaching dating based off outdated systems. Again, I blame the internet. I blame, the advent of internet is what pretty much screwed everything. So women no longer are only subjected to talking to people in their neighborhood or in their small towns. They can now talk to Chads and Tyrones on the other side of the world, other side of the country even. You got like multiple people within the city, within the state. Just oh, this guy got this guy got that. I'm gonna go spend a weekend with this guy over here and say I'm visiting my cousin. While she out there getting her back broken, she comes back to you because you have a house. You're the nice guy. You're safe. And then the next week, oh yeah, I got to go visit my aunt. She's sick over in this place. Go over there, get back broken by another Tyrone. That's how they are these days. This isn't about being broke or lazy. Don't chase. Look for mutual interest. Pretty much. Not gonna lie, it doesn't matter if we realize this. Sadly, there are enough simps to sustain this type of behavior. There's always gonna be simps. Simps are the majority of men out there that's not getting it. Like 20% of men, they getting all the women. The other 80%, some may get one or two in their lives, some may get none. And those are the ones that pay for it, or they got the OnlyFans accounts, or they're always on the hub because these women are looking over those guys. They're the safe bet, but at the same time, they're not the ones that these women are interested in. They want, like I said, they want the bad boy, they want the Chad, they want the Tyrone, they want the Hectors, they want the Jesuses out there. But the Billies, the Bobs, the Daniels, yeah, they'll come talk to those guys when these women hit their 30, 35 and up. Okay, these guys are a safe bet now. He's got good credit. I'm settling for this guy who's single, who has no kids. I'm bringing my 12 kids by 10 different dudes in, and he'll take care of me. That's how they look at the situation. But yeah, that's like I said, that's my opinion on it. The woman out here, it may sound like I'm jaded. I'm not. Like I said, I've been in a relationship for the past 5 years. Just one of many relationships I've been in. I've been married prior to that for a couple years. So yeah, I know what it's like to be in a relationship. I know what it's like being out of a relationship. Never had issues with getting a woman. It's just like, if anything, make sure you get your peace. If that woman's providing peace, or if you're in a relationship, or if you like being by yourself, like me, I'm comfortable being in and out of a relationship. Sometimes you're in your relationship just to be able to talk, yell something, the top of your lungs in one room, and have the other person in the other room. She replies back, "What do you want?" Just to break up the quietness in the place. But anyway, that's my thoughts. That's my opinion about it. Let me know your thoughts and comment down below. You know, how you guys feeling, specifically the men? How you guys feel as far as like these modern women? Is love transactional? Are you experiencing any of this? Pay for this and I give you some ass type of shit? Let me know. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hook a brother up. I'll catch you next video. Peace.